We left our old life behind, took the ferry from the top of Denmark and started a long, adventurous road trip in Norway.
It was still summer and we found many beautiful remote parking spots, just like this one. Sometimes the landscape seemed to us more like Italy, with its huge lakes surrounded by hills and orange sunsets.
A long drive uphill through countless tunnels brought us into the Hardangervidda National Park. About 1,000 meters above sea level, it is a high plateau with many streams, lakes and snow-covered mountaintops. It is a must to stop here to go for a hike.
We had it all planned out, but then the rain came and it got really, really cold.
Freezing and a weather report of rain for the next 2 weeks, we decided to head downhill back to sea level. Only after climbing even higher, but our van just managed, very proud that it did, we arrived at one of the many fjords.
But not without stopping at one of the countless waterfalls along the road.
Norway has a magical landscape and the fjords are probably the most impressive and characteristic for this country. Steep mountains climbing directly out of the dark seawater, clouds hanging really low finding their way around them, the loud sound of streams running down everywhere and nice spots to park in many places.
Our journey took us further north, driving through tunnels that had roundabouts in it. Across bridges, always admiring the scenery, crossing fjords by ferry, and stopping here and there in small towns to top off our groceries. Next on our must-see list, Jostedalsbreen Glacier. It is Europe's largest inland glacier, but because it is on a 1,000-meter high mountain range, we were only able to see one of the glacier tongues coming down into the valley. On pictures from 100 years ago, we could see how much smaller it is these days. Still, it was very impressive and a nice spot to camp for a couple of days and fill up our water tank with fresh and delicious glacier water.
Taking in the landscape through our windscreen rather than on hikes, which was a pity, but it really was raining for 2 weeks. The Geiranger Fjord, supposedly Norway's most picture-perfect fjord with its high mountaintops covered in snow and every now and then a ferry passing by. A must out here, even in bad weather, is to hike along one of the old postal routes. The 45-minute zigzag uphill is totally worth it. Now really high up, the views were spectacular. and the nature raw and just very beautiful. And of course, a perfect spot for a signature Norway picture.
After hesitating for a long time because of the fast approaching winter, we now decided anyway to drive all the way up north to the Lofoten Islands. But not without a small detour on the Atlantic Ocean Road. Viewpoints every couple of 100 meters, the ocean on both sides, and finally an end of the rain made it to a very special drive.
The results of all the rain were really showing, and as we kept on driving north, fall became more and more apparent, which made everything even more prettier. Actually, we had our first snow this year, as we had to climb over yet another mountain range.
A quick stop at the Arctic Circle we drove on quickly because it was freezing up there. Before taking the ferry to the Lofoten, it is a must to witness the strongest tidal current in the world. Water forcing its way through the small opening into the ocean, changing direction every 6 hours.
Here we are, the Lofoten. This group of islands really sums up what Norway is all about. The ocean, high and rough mountains, small fishing towns, crystal clear water, many hikes that give you a spectacular view, the most beautiful roads to drive on with only little traffic, a lot of nature and warm sunsets that last forever. And up here there are even white sand beaches that most of the time you will have to yourself.
Working remotely sometimes is a challenge, but often this is our office. And if you are a little bit lucky, you don't just see a full moon rise behind a mountain range. But also northern lights, mostly green but sometimes in range of colors. Sometimes slow and other times quickly they dance in the sky. It's like fireworks on New Year's Eve. But most impressive, it is absolutely silent. Often they are so light that you can only see them through the camera. But we were lucky and could see this spectacular natural phenomenon with our eyes like you see it now on the screen.
To complete our Norway adventure, we wanted to take the opportunity to see a whale. After driving through yet more breathtaking nature and fall colors, we reached our most northerly point of our journey this year. Here the sea level drops down very deep, very close to shore, resulting in good feeding grounds for whales. So after a bumpy ride on a small boat, we got to see 2 sperm whales swimming just under the surface to brace for the next deep dive.
That's the top over there! That's the top over there! Wow, wow, wow! Again, you see him through the water! Wow, wow, wow! Look at that!
After a couple more days on empty beaches with long sunsets and northern lights at night, our 6-week adventure in Norway came to an end.
So if you get the chance to come here, it is totally worth it. Breathtaking nature that is very diverse, not a lot of people and those you meet are very friendly, roads that are good to drive on and very scenic, small cute towns, and of course, if you come in the colder seasons, northern lights. Just the midnight sun, of course, only appears during the summer, so that's when we will be back. And now there's only one thing left to say. So, takk for having us here in Norway.
Yeah, thank you, Norway.